Well, everyone, tomorrow is the day. The Magic 30th Anniversary Edition will be going on sale, and the entirety of the world of Magic the Gathering will be changed forever. Let's talk about the product, for those of you who may not know about it, and also what Wizards of the Coast has been doing to its player base over the course of these past few months. Welcome on in, Dragon Folk. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I know I am. My name is Ashen Wings, and I'm happy to have you here in the lair to talk about something that has been blowing up our entire communities for a long time now. It feels like it's been forever since this has been announced, and that we've just been dealing with problem after problem after problem. But I wanted to get into the details of what these past few months have been and really talk about the repercussions that are going to be happening here, as well as talking about the things that you might need to know for this product. Maybe you're not sure whether or not you actually want to buy it. Maybe you just don't know enough about it. I am here to tell you what this product is and hopefully give you a better light into the consequences that it has had on our communities. So first, we're going to talk about what the Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition is, right? I may call it Magic 30th Edition from this point forward because it is a lot to say. But what Magic 30th Edition is a commemorative, collectible set of cards that is sold in a box with 4 packs in it, right? That is how it is sold. Each pack contains 15 cards, really it's 16 technically, and every card in these packs, other than the tokens, are not tournament legal. So you cannot use this product in sanctioned play. The legality of this card is noted by the gold border on the back of the card, which is also included with a Magic 30th Anniversary stamp on the back, as well as the Black Lotus art. So there's a brand new, I'll put it up on the screen here to show you what it looks like. It's a brand new backing for the cards. And in each of these packs, you will find 15 cards, again, 16 if you count the token, that are, in all retrospect, reprints of beta cards from the beta version back in 1993. These reprints, though, of course, are non-tournament legal, which means that they do not break the reserved list that is held up so much in Wizards of the Coast, as well as many collector and investor like to hold up. This does not break the reserved list, but what it did do was break the spirit of the reserved list. We will talk about that later. But for now, realize that you are getting 15 cards that are not tournament legal, that are from Beta, a set from 1993. 13 of those cards in that pack are in a modern frame like you see today in Magic the Gathering cards around the world, a very more modern frame. 2 of those cards will be retro frames, and then the last remaining card will be a token, which does contain art from Beta, but it is a token of a different variety. The tokens can be used simply because they are tokens, but the other 15 cards in there are not able to be used for tournament play. You'll be able to buy this Magic 30th edition that contains 4 packs of cards that are not playable in the game, as well as possibly not playable in your playgroup, depending on who you play with, for a whopping $1,000 before taxes. 1 box will be sent to every single WPN store around the world, and then 3 boxes will be sent to the premium WPN stores around the world. That is what we originally were told about the product. After the announcement of this product, there was a lot of rage and real malice in the community, and a lot of people were having very initial anger to the product. And I'll go ahead and explain why that is, because it is very justified at this point of our adventure down this crazy path that has been the consequences of Magic 30th Edition. So why is everyone upset about this, right? Why would everybody be upset about something like Magic 30th Edition, right? This product is meant to be a celebration of Magic's 30 years of success, right? And it is meant to be enjoyed by everybody, right? Players new and old, all available to be purchasing this product when it goes on sale. So why would everybody be upset about it? If everybody's able to buy it, why is it a problem? Well, you see, it doesn't matter how many years, how many decades you may have supported Wizards of the Coast. If you don't have $1,000 to drop on this product, well, you don't get any. That's just plain and simple. If you don't have $1,000 to drop in this product, you are not going to be buying any. Unless, of course, you end up buying any on the secondary market, which at that point is going to be inflated like nobody's business, because that's just how these awful secondary market problems run. And not to mention that even if you did end up spending $1,000 on this product, you are still gambling. Much like you're gambling when you open any other product of Magic the Gathering, you are gambling on getting good cards over bad cards. So the chances are is you may need to buy more than one of these in order for you to be able to have a better chance at pulling something really, really good. Oh, and did I also mention that it is a limited product? So because it is a limited product, there will not be a crazy amount of them on the market. There's a finite amount, and once that amount is gone, there is no more celebrating the Magic 30 announcement, celebration, extravaganza, whatever that is. This premium product will no longer be available except for on the secondary market. The point I'm trying to make here is that the celebration that everybody was really excited to be a part of, right? Now that we've gone past the pan pizza and things are getting better, we're getting together at LGSs more often, we're having more in-person events, that the celebration would be about the players and getting events together and having more exclusive tournaments and real awesome times just jamming games with a bunch of people in a local setting. But instead of celebrating the players, they're instead celebrating their wallets. And that seems to be the biggest problem that is with this product. And as a test product, this is essentially a way for them to see whether or not, somebody with a ton of money who's still interested in investing in Magic the Gathering, or even just some hardworking dude who's just trying to get a couple packs for his kids for Christmas, is willing to put this kind of money towards a product like this. It's a test. That is what this product is a test product. As a celebration for 30 years, 3 decades, they are handing you a test product. With this being the case, having this announcement occur, there have been so many different greedy policies put through from Wizards, and a lot of bad PR and bad communication amongst its player base over the course of this announcement. And it's been a pretty large downhill battle for the entirety of Wizards, and it just keeps going downhill as time goes on. So let's get into the kind of timeline that we had from the announcement of this product until now. What has occurred, and what has Wizards done to make people feel better about their product and their company? Well, let's start before the announcement even began. Before the announcement began, Wizards had been pumping out product like nobody's business. Practically a new set every month and a half. You'd have some kind of brand new set to come out, whether it be supplementary, whether it be a main core set, whatever it might be, they printed it. They made sure that product was hitting the shelves left, right, and center. And this caused a lot of people to begin using the term wallet fatigue. Wallet fatigue essentially being that a lot of people could not keep up. Most of the player base could not keep up with the amount of product that was coming into market, let alone the LGS, the local game store. that could also not keep up with that much product coming in. If the product is not leaving their store fast enough for them to make a profit, and then they now have to go buy new product because people are going to look at the brand new shiny thing instead of the old new thing for right now, then you know, LGSs run events, they run pre-releases, they run all this stuff. They have to have up-to-date product. And because of that, there's so much on the market, and a lot of LGSs were not able to keep up with that kind of load. And so they ended up losing out on a lot of profit over these years. Because by the time the LGS has the opportunity to sort, list, display all of this stuff from a new set, another set is being spoiled. And there's already talk of the new cards that are coming out, and people in competitive scenes have to change around their deck strategies because they know that the second this card gets put into play, they're going to have to buy 4 copies of it. And where better to find 4 copies of it than your LGS? Or so one would think. Of course, we did also have Amazon entering the ring through making a contract with Wizards of the Coast, essentially allowing them to sell product directly to consumers without having to go and make the LGS essentially a middleman for that, which, again, hurt the LGS scene a lot and is consistently hurting them. But we'll get into that later. But another thing that's been happening with the consistent amount of products that were released was that players were not able to really connect themselves with a set. It was always trying to keep up. This thing comes out, this thing comes out, this thing's cooler, this thing's a little bit cooler. Maybe I like this thing a little bit more. Maybe I'll cancel my orders for this thing and buy this thing. There was so much happening, and people were not able to truly enjoy a set because by the time they sat down and they got the box to their door, or their LGS was able to find one to sell to them, there was something else coming out. You don't have such an impact on your product if your community and your player base cannot truly sit down and enjoy it. So that is probably one of the biggest problems entering into the fray. But then, of course, we begin with the addition of the Magic 30 edition announcement. So essentially, the first wave of insanity hits, right? Everybody's going crazy for this. Everybody is fighting amongst themselves and fighting amongst one. They're claiming that people who are wanting to buy this product are shills, and people who don't want to buy this product, they're just poor and they can't afford it, and this product isn't for you. And it's causing genuine chaos in our community. It causes a lot of players to leave, causes a lot of people to sell their product because they believe that the reserve list is being reprinted and people are now able to use proxies because these are pretty much proxies. This whole ordeal, all these people going absolutely insane for this. And it's just devastating to the community, right? People are fighting amongst one another, and the people who like the product are getting completely destroyed in the comment section. I do see that the majority of people do not like the product, which is why it's kind of like an angry mob mentality for this. And of course, that's, understandable, because a lot of the people who play Magic do not have $1,000 to drop on something that they would have liked to be a part of if they could. But you know who gets to be a part of this? Later on down the line, where we're dealing with the aftermath, people are talking about it and chatting. And then there is a discovery. Wizards of the Coast has sent out some of these packs to professional sports athletes to make an ad for them on Twitter or whatever social media. Professional baseball players, basketball players, all these people have gotten these cards, and they've made it a little sponsorship because, why wouldn't you take the sponsorship? It's easy. You don't care about the product. You probably don't care a whole lot about your fans. And let's be honest, it's things that you can just throw in a closet. You don't care so much about that. This, of course, caused a lot of frustration because while everybody else has to spend $1,000 on the product, Wizards of the Coast is giving it to professional athletes who make anywhere between like $10 to $38 million on an average contract. They can afford something like a $1,000 product, but Wizards is going to give it to them for free for them to advertise, which really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And around that time, a lot of developers and coders came across a fantastic way to emulate what your pull rates would be like if you were to actually open this product. Now, nobody had it in their hands yet aside from these professional sports athletes, and they certainly weren't going to open it. So people made a pull rate simulator to essentially simulate how many packs you'd need to open before you opened a Power 9 card, or even a dual land, which they added 2 times the amount of dual lands in here for some reason. Even though it's supposed to be a collector's item and not meant for play, they've added twice the amount of dual lands, which are cards that the entire community of Magic the Gathering has been wanting reprinted for a long time so they could revive Legacy and Vintage, and so people can use them in Commander without having to spend $300 a card. Like, it's really those eternal formats that are crying for the use of those. And it's so weird that they added 2 times the amount of them in this product, but that wasn't necessary. They didn't need to do that. So why did they? And of course, with these pull rates of trying to get the Power 9, which is some of the 9 most powerful cards that you could find in Magic the Gathering. I shouldn't say most powerful. They're the most iconic, I should say. The Power 9 and the dual lands are what people really wanted from these packs. So with this emulator, you were able to find out that with an easy $6,000 to $12,000 worth of product. So let's say you essentially had to buy anywhere between 6 to 12 of these boxes. You had the chance of getting a Power 9 card. That is, again, let me remind you, not able to be used in sanctioned play, and at some tables, not able to be used as a proxy either, which I don't know why people would be using this as a proxy. It's really stinking expensive. There'd be no reason for you to do that. And for $12,000 that you're going to spend on a bunch of cards that are going to mean literally nothing besides a collector's item that is probably not even going to retain a ton of value, and it's probably not going to grow in value over time since it's such a hated product, you could buy an actual piece of power from Beta, Unlimited, right? Somewhere around there. Maybe not Beta, it might be a little bit too expensive there, but you can at least buy a piece of power from somewhere and have a card like that. You can have a Mox Emerald. You can have a Time Walk. You can have an Ancestral Recall for $12,000. And I just want to put it in perspective, $12,000 is a lot of dang money. If none of you have known what $12,000 is, I certainly haven't, and I could not fathom that kind of money. It's insane to me. You put $12,000 in singles in a room and see a swim in it, right? But now we get onto a infamous press release that happened with Hasbro. Hasbro's stock had dropped a little bit, and it had dropped strictly because they had missed their Q3 predictions for their sales. They were off by about 16% in their sales, and because of that, Wall Street decided to take a look into seeing what the problem was. Now, Chris Cox, the, I believe, president of Hasbro, even went on to say that the reason they were off by that much is because their consumers were price sensitive. Price sensitive is the word that he used. And because of that, there's a lot of overstock of product. There's a lot of extra product they have sitting in warehouses because their consumers do not want to buy it. So that led Wall Street to look into this and go, well, it seems to me, at least from a lot of analysts, that your stock may even drop 34% more strictly because you're continuing to pump product into your game, right? And your player base can't keep up with it financially. So you're essentially just wasting money at that point. Then you also have this Magic 30th edition, which is causing a lot of backlash in your community and is causing a lot of people to quit the game and stop buying product from you. But Chris Cox essentially said that in Q4, which is right around now, right, is when they are going to make up that loss of profits by essentially fire selling off a bunch of this overstock product that they have over, you guessed it, Amazon. which, again, we will get into in just a little bit. But just know that that's the plan, is they plan to fire sell a bunch of this product, which they already have at this point. Of you watching this video, you already know this has happened. But I'll talk about that in a bit here too. Now, of course, Magic 30th was not just a card set that you could purchase for $1,000. Magic 30th was an event that was actually being held in Las Vegas on sometime in late October. They were having this event, and you were able to purchase tickets for this event online. You had several VIP options, but you did also have like a general admission kind of deal. And while the site was absolutely awful and caused a lot of people to crash and have issues buying their tickets, people were able to buy their tickets. And specifically, we are going to talk about the Black Lotus VIP members. Now, my consensus from the entirety of this event, from several people who had actually gone, say that the event was fun. It was a fun event. People got to play Magic together. People got to meet up for the first time in a unique setting that allowed for everybody to come together and really enjoy the same thing that they've all been passionate about for these years, which is Magic the Gathering. But these Black Lotus VIP members were a completely different beast, because if you were a Black Lotus VIP member, you paid around $750 plus after tax for your ticket. $750. That's a lot of money, but you did get a lot of goodies coming with it, such as a backpack, some sleeves, some mats, some promos, right? You got access to certain events, and you were able to sign up for certain events beforehand. Now, the issue here came with that backpack. When people arrived at the Las Vegas event center there, and they proceeded to pick up all of their goodies that they got for their VIP swag and so on and so forth, the Black Lotus VIP members opened up those backpacks that they got specifically for the VIP members. Nobody else got backpacks. Only the Black Lotus VIP members did. They opened up those backpacks, and could you guess what was inside? Go on. Take a guess. You can also probably watch a video on my channel. I talk about it there too. That's right. 4 packs of Magic 30th Edition. Now, with that being said, that essentially means that if these packs are going for what they are going for before this product has even been released, that each of those packs go for about $250 a piece, which means that if you spent $750 on your ticket, you got your ticket redeemed back. If you know how to sell this product, if you know how to sell product, you got your ticket for free, a whole bunch of merch, access to a bunch of different VIP events, and you made $250 on top of it, which is just an insane, which you could also use for all of your, your hotels and your food costs and so on and so forth. Wizards practically paid for these VIP members, these Black Lotus VIP members, to go to this event. This was an issue with a lot of people, again, because not even any of the other VIP members got a single pack of this. Not even one. It's not like the Black Lotus VIP got 4, and the Ruby got 1, and the Emerald or Sapphire got 2. Only the Black Lotus VIP got 4 of them. And that was not advertised, for the record, on the website. When you were buying a Black Lotus VIP ticket, you did not see anywhere on there that you got 4 packs of Magic 30th Anniversary Edition. So, it was a complete surprise. And while it was great for the Black Lotus VIP members, a lot of people felt very, very disgusted with the fact that because they didn't spend the highest amount of money to go to this event, that they felt like they weren't appreciated. And that is very hurtful in the long run. So, of course, after this happened, people were selling packs for like $300. People were even getting cards graded and being put onto eBay. I'm not sure if any of those graded cards have actually sold, whether or not they were actually deemed legit or not. But I think that it's a very weird market right now for those things. And obviously, they're about to go into the hands of a lot of people. So it's going to be an interesting thing to look at as time goes on as far as a study group goes. So then, of course, over time, right, we had, more and more sets being added in there with Infinity, Brothers War, Dominaria United, right? Like everything's coming in together. And it's all really just piling down on top of us. And because of that, a lot of people are becoming more reserved with their money. Now, I don't remember when this was, if this was after Magic 30 or before, but there was an Amazon fire sale for like a day for like early access or something. It was like 2 days or something for Amazon Prime early access. And the deals were buying boxes, like draft boxes of Innistrad Midnight Hunt for like 50% off retail almost. Really, it was like 45% off retail-ish, but you were able to buy Magic the Gathering product for significantly lower than what a distributor would ever sell you or would ever sell an LGS. Now, this is another big tick on the anger chart, essentially, because nobody wanted to support that. Nobody wanted to support giving Wizards money directly. They wanted to support their LGS because that's where the play space is. That's where the community of Magic is. But even LGSs couldn't pass up these deals. These were insane deals for them to get product for their store. People were able to get product for their homes. You know, they were able to get product for themselves and their friends. You were able to collect sealed product this way. It was insane and sold out. A lot of the stuff sold out almost immediately. So it was a very good time for those of you who are looking to put your money into Magic the Gathering because it was as cheap as it has ever been. So very, very bad. It did a lot of bad things for the market because now all of these boxes are getting into rotation because people are thinking they can buy these boxes for $60 and then flip them for $80 or $85. And then, of course, that brought the price down, which meant that now the market is right back where it should be. You did also have LGSs getting a lot of product, but with everybody buying from Amazon, nobody was buying from LGSs. And that caused a big dip in their own profits. And a lot of people tend to cut ties with their distributors because of this specific thing too. Then Wizards goes ahead and does a opening for the Brothers War, their new set that just came out. Everybody's aware of it. They did an opening for their new set, and during that time, they were asked the question, you know, what is the plan going forward with everything, right? Buying all this product, and you know, what is happening, right? The people wanted a response from Wizards of the Coast in regards to why Magic 30th was such a garbage product, why they keep pumping product into us, and then just, will they ever stop? And their response was none other than, no, we will not stop at all. Because they've got 2 years worth of time to go ahead and take care of this. They're planned 2 years ahead, so they're just going to continue to pump stuff out. But they also led with the message that was, don't buy everything that comes out. Nitpick and choose what product that you want and that works best for you and your price, and buy that instead. Which is a weird thing to say for a company that quite literally was losing out on their profit predictions, but whatever, right? But it further shows that Wizards of the Coast does not really care so much about what you love about Magic the Gathering. They care about what you're willing to spend. And a lot of people out there have a lot more than others to spend. And if you don't buy a box and that other person buys 6 boxes, they're still making profit whether or not you buy boxes or not. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. There are people who will buy Magic the Gathering, whether it be you, whether it be me, whether it be Timmy, whoever. Somebody will buy Magic the Gathering. And because of that, you see the issue at hand. Wizards of the Coast is now no longer going, well, we want to make good product for you. Now they're going, well, we have a vision. We're going to go ahead and just make product, and then you can determine whether or not you're going to buy it. But, you know, whatever. If you don't buy it, it's not the end of the world, I guess. Now, all this time, that term proxy has been being thrown around all over the place, right? Now, proxy this, proxy that. These are expensive proxies. Like, oh, they're just reprinting proxies, so now proxies are good. And for those of you who don't know, a proxy is essentially just a card that you can use to stand in for another card. It's a fake that you utilize to kind of still get the point across. That is essentially the concept of it. Some people get high-quality proxies that they have to spend like 50 cents per card to get. Some people just take a sheet of paper, write the name of the card and maybe the effect on it, and slip it into a sleeve. It's all depending on the person. But because this issue had come in a lot, and of course everybody was now talking about where to find proxies and where to do proxies, and proxies became a lot more of a hot topic. Well, it seems that it became so hot of a topic that Card Conjurer actually got hit with a cease and desist order. And now I'm just going over every video I've ever made on my channels, but you can always check out those two for any further details. But essentially, Card Conjurer was just a site that you were able to make custom cards on, but because they were using things like the mana symbols, the borders, the tap symbols, right? Even if the backs were different and there was no set symbol being used, they were still trademarked symbols that were being utilized by a proxy site. Therefore, Wizards went in and did what they do best. They got their legal team on it and went, hey, can't be doing that. So get on out of here. This actually brought forward a interesting idea of whether or not Magic the Gathering wants its player base to be creative or not. Now, to be fair, you can quite literally do this anywhere. If you have any kind of artistic skill, you can always go ahead and try to make your own Magic the Gathering cards. There's just not a system for it like it is with Card Conjurer. There are some other places that do exist also, and it is in due time that I'm sure those places will also be contacted by Wizards in regards to a cease and desist. Now we bring ourselves to this past week. Just earlier this week, we've had more fire sales going on over Black Friday, right? Obviously, that is the event that occurs as Thanksgiving weekend always does. And with Black Friday, more specifically Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, there were sales for Magic the Gathering. And sales that I'm certain at this point are never going to come back because, well, they sold out almost immediately in a right around like 20-hour time span. And they also have not posted any sales on the entirety of the Friday afterwards, which is when I'm recording this video. So if by Sunday, when you guys are seeing this, there have been any more sales, I can't predict the future. So hopefully you were able to take a look at those if you're looking to do that. But again, because of these crazy sales that Magic the Gathering is doing through Amazon, LGSs are not being the target for where you should buy your product. People are not going to their LGSs and looking for Black Friday deals. People are going to places like Amazon because no matter which way you cut it, you can buy a box for like $30 cheaper on Amazon than you can at your LGS. Even if your LGS is running a crazy like 15% off everything in the store sale, you're still getting a better value buying from Amazon. And it's one of those situations, it might just be that the money's good, right? You might want to just take advantage of the fact that you're never going to be able to buy a box at this price practically ever again. So why wouldn't you take advantage of it, right? I'm not bashing anybody who bought anything on Amazon. We are all in a position where we want to enjoy the thing we want to enjoy for the price that we want it at, and this is just one of those prices. But it is unfortunate because we are going to see many more of these as time goes on, which means that LGSs are going to continue to suffer by paying premium distributor prices, unless, of course, they just buy all their boxes from Amazon. Dominaria United was one of the boxes that was just on sale this last Thursday, and Dominaria United only came out a couple months ago. So the fact that it was on sale for $80 2 months after its release shows a lot about how fast they're willing to push product through Amazon and how much easier it would be for people to just buy their product for their store through Amazon as opposed to doing anything with a distributor. And then another piece of crazy, absolute betrayal from the company came through with the video that I posted a couple days ago, I believe, in regards to Ruxin34, a YouTuber that focuses a lot on Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. This YouTuber and a content creator to 167,000 subscribers was contacted by Wizards of the Coast to do an ad for their game. an ad specifically for the Magic 30th Edition product. Now, this guy has not opened a single thing of Magic the Gathering in his life and was essentially taken advantage of by Wizards of the Coast by doing an ad for a product that almost the entirety of the Magic the Gathering community hates. So, when the entirety of the Magic the Gathering community came into his comment section to go tell him how wrong he was and how he should really talk about the facts of it, because in his video, he did not say that it was not tournament legal. He did not say anything about a price. He simply talked about how much he loved beta and thought that he put all this time and effort into editing this video and then privatized it. He put it on private later on, made an apology video because of that, because he was not aware of what kind of product he was reviewing. And now that he knew, he took down the video, he contacted Wizards of the Coast, and he said, I don't want anything more to do with this. You can cut me out of your contract. But what this shows is even further the fact that Wizards of the Coast is not looking to support their current player base. Their current player base does not want anything to do with this product. So they are now reaching out to other player bases who do not know anything about this product, or just may not know anything about this product, in order to entice them into buying it. You know, get your favorite TCG's favorite content creator to make a video on a product that looks really cool, but of course is not anything that you want to be promoting, right? It's just not great for your community. You don't want your community buying this because you're essentially ripping off your community. You don't want your community to have a bad light in Wizards. And now even the Yu-Gi-Oh community is looking at the Wizards of the Coast and they're going, wow, these guys suck. Like, why would they just take advantage of Ruxin 34? Why would they just do that? This guy has done nothing wrong. Why would they give him a product that they know everybody hates and tell him to advertise it? It's further in going over the point that they don't seem to get the idea, right? They're out of touch is what they call it, right? They're out of touch with the player base. They're not sure what it is they need to do, but what they feel they need to do is advertise. And when the people of your own game don't want to advertise your product, they're going out somewhere else. And they're going to advertise there instead. Now, as of the recording of this video, I have realized that there is order information for this product now currently out. And it is of apparently Wizards' design to have you buy up to 5 of this product at a time. So you have to buy 5, and then once that sale is complete, you can come back into the website, and then you can get back into your queue or whatever, and then you can buy 5 more. So you can buy up to 5, which means that not only is it only a limited product, but if you have more money than the other guy, you can buy more, which means that the other people will not have the same way of doing it. If you're going to make a limited product, you should limit it to 1 sale per email, right? 1 sale per account. That's how that should work. But instead, people are now going to buy 5, anywhere between probably 2 and 5, and that will not leave other people to buy them if they want. Now, granted, I'm not going to advocate for the people who are going to buy this. If you're going to buy this with your money, then you do that, right? But I'm not feeling bad for you if you're not allowed to buy it, right? If you don't end up being able to buy it, I don't feel bad for you, all right? I just don't. But with that being said, I want to make this completely clear. The thing with this entire debacle, even with all the backlash and the rage and everything that's been going on with this product, the product will sell out. And it will probably sell out within the hour that it is live. That is concerning. And it's concerning because this means that Wizards of the Coast will see how successful this was. They will look at these numbers and they will go, this is something that people want to buy. Let's do it again. You know, limited product is something that really gets investors going. It's like a trigger word for them, right? If they hear limited product, it doesn't matter whether or not they're a part of the Magic the Gathering scene or if they just are looking to allocate their money to some other collectible or something. This is limited product. They don't care. They're going to buy this, right? And that is the big problem with a product like this. And because it will sell out, Wizards will essentially make hundreds of millions of dollars overnight, and it will forever change Magic the Gathering. It will forever continue to show Wizards of the Coast that people want expensive product. And they will continue to do that because if this sells out, they have to top that. They then have to make more revenue to top that because you always need to be better than your last quarter. That's how this ladder works until eventually you'll be able to climb so high that you will eventually drop back down and then have to do it all over again. It is always in business about making more money than you did the last time. That's just how it is. And when this sells out and they get a couple $100 million or however many this is going to be, this is going to push them into going, okay, well, now we can utilize this to make different product that people are going to continue to like, and we're going to continue to push because people are going to buy product because that's what we do as a company. Now, again, if this is something that has caught your eye, something that has gone, wow, like you've really painted this in a light that, I still want to buy this, right? I can't tell you what to do with your money. You're an adult, probably, hopefully, you're an adult. And what you do with your money is your own. The only purpose that I personally have here on YouTube is providing knowledge to people who may not know any better. And that's what I hope to continue to do while I'm here on YouTube. But if you want my personal opinion on this matter, I will go ahead and give it to you. Over everything that's happened, I'm disappointed that Wizards has not done anything to properly dampen the blow of something like every bad thing that has occurred over these past few months. No press release from Aaron Forsythe, no talks from Mark Rosewater, right? Mark Rosewater even going about previously in a blog in like 2016 talking about they're never going to break the spirit of the reserve list, which means they're essentially never going to reprint cards that are, not tournament legal in the same way as the collector's edition that existed back in 94. And they obviously broke that. And that's what this is right now. That's what this product is. And Mark Rosewater claimed that that was going to be the case and that they were never going to do that. And here we are today with it being sold for $1,000 for you to have a gamble on this product to possibly get a Power 9. But I'm also insanely disappointed in Wizards for choosing to go and essentially hang out with other communities to attempt to sway them to buy their product as opposed to myself. It's kind of like an MLM thing, right? If you know that your friend is part of a pyramid scheme and your friend will then go, okay, well, if you think that, then I'm not going to go and prioritize you as somebody who's going to help me in my business. I'm going to go talk to your friends, right? Or other people you may know. And then these people who might not know as much as you do, these people could probably be on board with something like this, right? It's very sketchy, and I'm very much so not a fan of it. I do not enjoy it whatsoever. And even at the end of the day, with everybody being so incredibly upset over Magic 30, the entirety of this event essentially being a big fiasco, Wizards is going to continue to make money. They're going to continue to make product. People are still going to continue to buy it. Premiums will continue to go up for LGSs because they're not going to be able to keep up with releases. And if they're not able to keep up releases, they're going to have to just wait until things go on sale on Amazon. And Magic the Gathering will continue to get more and more expensive as time goes on. And there is only one way for you to be able to stop that. There's only one tried and true way to really stick it to Wizards. It's not yelling at content creators. It's not selling all your cards. It's not, it's not punching a wall in the ivory tower. Just don't buy any product. Don't buy any product and take your money elsewhere. You still want to support your LGS and not buy any product from Wizards of the Coast? Go buy some sodas. or some sleeves for another game you might be playing, right? You can still support an LGS and not have to buy Magic the Gathering. There's tons of other things. Buy some board games, right? You can do so many other things to really stick it to Wizards of the Coast if you're that upset about it. And those are the options you have. Now, I know that was a lot of talking, but I appreciate you sitting here and going through this odd timeline of these past few months. I really hope that this brought some light to the conversation. And I'm sure I missed a few small things here and there, right? Be sure to let me know in the comments if that ends up being the case. But I mainly just wanted to say, like, if you really needed to buy this product, right? Again, you're an adult, you can do with your own money what you will. But I will gladly take that $1,000 from you. And I promise it will go to making better content for the channel. You are supporting a mom and pop shop, essentially, making my own stuff at home. And, you can utilize it for me. But even if you don't utilize it for me, you can utilize it to go donate to homeless shelters. Go donate to a children's foundation. Take that money and you can utilize it to better the entirety of the humanity, as opposed to just having one box of this collector's product that, goodness gracious, what happens if there's a fire? Oh no, you've lost your product. It's just one of those things that I think you could just do so many better things with $1,000 than spend it on this. Because this product is not a get-rich-quick kind of situation. This product is a stain on the Magic the Gathering community and will forever affect it as time goes on. And now I know I always ask this of you, even though I think for the past few months we've always been talking about it in the comments, but let me know how you're feeling, right? I'm sure a lot of you aren't buying this, as I have recalled correctly. Some of you want to go burn down Wizards headquarters. Some of you want to just scream from the rooftops and start throwing all of your Black Lotuses into the lake. Let me know, right? How do you feel about Wizards of the Coast after all of these crazy betrayals? How do you feel about the product, the Magic 30 product, after everything's been said and done? Have you maybe considered taking a break from the game and just, waiting a couple years for things to just blow over, and then by the time you come back, hopefully things could be better? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And while you're down there writing that comment, please make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already. I love talking with all of you, and I hope to continue doing that into the future. You can also check out the description down below for a link to our Patreon. There is always awesome tiers that you can go ahead and join there, but it is not necessary. It's only if you wish to support the channel in a more monetary way. But again, definitely not necessary. So just remember, everybody, be kind and don't buy Magic 30th Edition. And I'll see you all real soon. Nerd out.